Let's get into it. Starting this episode a little later than usual. Got some computer issues, but we push forward. Sold Not For Sale podcast, Joe Rogan, Shane Gillis, and they're all over the map in this clip. They're talking about the first samurai, the first black samurai ever to appear in Japan. Then they're talking about women versus men in sports and why don't women get paid just as much as men. And I got a whole insight on that. And some people are going to like it, some people aren't. Let's just get into it. And then they talk about the last samurai, which is Kanye West. So they're all over the map in this one. Do not forget about IamCoachColin.com. Boom! We got the Soul Not For Sale. We got Public Enemy #1. We got Certified Pure Blood. Check it all out. IamCoachColin.com. Discount code is IamCoachColin. All capital letters, all one word. One L in the name. Colin gets you 10% off. Let's get into it.
With some of the greatest martial arts inventions of all time coming from this one place. Judo, karate.
Yeah.
So much came from that place. Different styles of karate.
Yeah, they got rowdy.
Kendo.
Japan got rowdy.
Yeah, they got rowdy.
Yeah, they did have the drip severe.
Look at that drip. We got one of those. You seen that one that we have?
Yes.
We have a real one. That's a real one from the 1800s.
Samurai might have the best drip.
Yeah, they had good drip. They look dope.
When I was a kid, I got to piss.
Yeah, okay.
Tremendously.
Let's pause right here.
I would like to go back to samurai.
Oh, there was an African samurai in Japan.
Of course.
Dude. I bet he
of course.
ran.
See when they wrote that article within the last 3 years. Back on samurai?
Black samurai.
So
Black samurai.
Yasuke is this guy's name.
He's a man of African origin who came to Japan in the Sengoku period and became a retainer in the household of Oda Nobunaga. He was employed by the Japanese Sengoku. Oh, I can't even say all that shit.
Yep.
Try that one. Dayamo Oda
Oda
Nobunaga. And served as a kosho, page, or sword bearer. He was neither a menial nor an indentured servant, but a retainer who was given a stipend by Nobunaga.
So that guy, Nobunaga, was the most powerful man in Japan.
Oh.
And Yasuke, I think is his name, came over from a group from Italy, actually. And spent some time there, wanted to go visit that guy. And then this is the part I thought was interesting here. It's like a description of their meeting. Right here.
Okay. He appears to be 26 or 27 years old. The blackness of his body is like that of a bull, and he is healthy and of fine physique. Moreover, he has the strength of more than 10 men. The Padres came with him and thanked Lord Nobunaga for his permission to proselytize.
Here's the part 2 I want.
Seeing a black man for the first time, refused to believe that his skin color was natural and not applied later, and made him remove his clothes from the belt upwards. Velignano describes how Nobunaga, thinking that he might have ink on his body, made him take off his clothes and wash his body. But the more he washed and scrubbed, the darker his skin became. Huh.
And so then he hung out, and it says he took him around Japan for like a year, doing feats of strength and stuff. But he didn't speak any Japanese.
He was also given a short sword. He was given a short sword and a house. He was sometimes made to carry Nobunaga-sama's tools.
So,
Interesting.
all right.
What the fuck were we just talking about before this? There was something else.
Japan War.
Fuck. No.
Samurais.
No, I lost it. God damn it. It was interesting, though.
Napoleon.
Nope.
Napoleon rules.
Okay.
I give up. I'm not going to find it. It's in my head somewhere. Fuck. God damn, I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
But when you go off on these tangents.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
What?
the NCAA stuff?
Oh, no, it's not real.
Okay.
No. That was the...
Fake news.
Yeah, it was
Checking.
fake news. But what's real news is the 15 and under
Oh, yeah.
team destroying the women's national team in
Yes.
soccer.
Bro,
That's crazy.
I got in such a battle over that. So I was doing a comedy festival when that happened in Atlanta. And I was in the green room, and I was already out of place. Like, I was sitting next to somebody that was describing the benefits of polyamory. And I was, like, drunk enough.
This is a comedy club?
Yeah, no, a comedy festival. And I was drunk enough to be like, yo.
FC Dallas under 15. Boys squad beat the U.S. women's national team in a scrimmage. Match was in preparation for Thursday's U.S. WNT friendly versus Russia. Wow.
So,
Boy.
while we're
5-2.
sitting
They
there,
get stumped.
sitting in there discussing, that's actually a different one. 5-2 is, there was another time they played them and lost like 8-1. But regardless,
So what happened?
sitting in the screen room, this guy's describing to me how the benefits of being polyamorous.
This is a comic?
Yeah, they were all comedy. I mean, it was a comedy
Broke?
festival, so we're all it was an open
Did you
mic.
watch their act?
I probably, but
Oh,
I
so
was
you're just starting.
Yeah.
How many years into comedy were you at this point?
5.
Okay.
But we're back there, and I was like, this was before I knew you weren't allowed to be like, that's dumb. So he was like, polyamory. I was like, that's dumb. You know, that's dumb. What you're saying? Like, that's fucking crazy. What you're saying? And then while we're talking, this girl walks in. She's got her phone, and she's like, oh, the men's team lost again, but still get paid more than the women. And I was like, well, yeah,
More people watch it.
they're better at soccer. It's who's better at their job? They're better. And then that started an argument. And she's like, how do you know? And I was like, the slowest, worst guy on the men's team would literally be the greatest. What are you talking? Like, I was like, you understand this? She was like, no, you tell me. And then I was like, I'm sure they've scrimmaged at some point. And I Googled it, and it was like, they played the under 15 team and lost 8-0. And I was like, they did it. And she's like, you fucking.
She was mad at you for truth. What'd she call you?
Probably like probably just
Misogynist?
like a dickhead. And then
Loser?
probably when I got canceled, she was like, yeah. I knew that guy was a dickhead. I'll give her credit. I was probably being a dickhead.
But you probably she deserved. That's nonsense talk.
But then
that whole why don't
yeah.
the women get paid more? I've heard that argument even about comics. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're Taylor Swift, you get paid.
Yeah.
You get fucking paid. There's
that
no
the two
guys
biggest-
out there saying, "Why?
How come I don't get
there's
Taylor
not a
Swift?"
male Taylor Swift?"
Yeah.
But there's women out there that'll say that about male comics that are killing it.
Yeah.
Why don't the women get that much? Why don't people
I mean-
of Polynesian descent get a check like that? Why don't people fucking? How come no one from Iceland is getting paid like? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. Like, Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, isn't it Taylor
Obviously,
Swift and Beyonce? Aren't they
being
the
a
two?
woman is not holding her back in the
Yeah.
slightest.
I think those are the two acts.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
The biggest acts in the world.
I don't think anyone comes close.
No one comes close to Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
I
Taylor
think
Swift.
Beyonce does.
She does.
I
She's in the
think.
neighborhood. I bet it. I bet she does. Both of them.
Yeah.
Let's say both of them. They're selling out stadiums.
Yeah.
Fucking arena. They would have to do it like a comedy club. They'd have to treat an arena. They'd have to treat the T-Mobile Center in Vegas like a comedy club.
How? Well, yeah. If
2
Taylor
shows
Swift,
a night, Tuesday through Thursday.
she'd have to do a decade. For real. She would have to do a decade.
She literally doesn't. It's not possible to have enough tickets for all the people that want to see her.
Yeah. Is there a male act that's even close?
No. Kanye probably before all that shit went down.
I don't think he
No,
was
he was not
close.
that big. No, but she wasn't that big back then either, right?
Yeah.
like when
but he made
stepped-
that bitch famous.
Oh my god, he did. He fucked up.
I
He
made that
fucked
bitch
up.
famous.
He fucked up. He
God
fucked
damn.
up. He did.
He rules.
He does rule. He does rule. He says a lot of wild shit.
He's having fun.
I hope so.
Well, no.
I bet his new album's gonna be a fucking banger.
Yeah,
you
the
push
last
that
one was.
dude, but you push that dude in the corner. I bet he comes out swinging. I bet this new shit is a banger.
Yeah, he's the best.
Isn't he in like Saudi Arabia or something recording it?
He was. I know he was definitely in Italy getting his dick sucked on a boat for a little.
A little bit of that.
And then
But then he was in I think he's
Japan or-
recording at least part of it
he might
in
be
the Middle East.
Sasuke or whatever that guy's name was. I think he's in Japan.
Makes sense. It's crazy though. Like they Adidas lost billions of dollars to not be in
Yeah.
business with them.
Didn't they take it back?
Nope. They just sold their remaining stock. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they went back to business together.
I think when you lose money like that, you go, "Ooh, our bad." But that is a rough look for Adidas.
It's a rough look for everybody, but Adidas was literally founded by Nazis.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They
It's
gotta be
hilarious,
like,
yeah.
"No, we got nothing to do with this." we don't.
That
have
was
shit to
then,
do with
and this is now, and we are not those people.
Can you imagine being the fucking CEO of Adidas and seeing that clip of him
know.
just like,
we all know what he said. Absolutely wild. Here's the thing though. Here's what a lot of people don't know when it comes to Kanye West and that whole thing. It was said that he wanted to get out of these deals. All right. Now I'm just going to say that first. Now I'm going to bring you over to Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus, it was actually said that she wanted to get out of her deals. Disney like owned her up the wazoo like crazy. Just owned the name Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus's real name is not Miley. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. They owned the name Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus wanted out of the ownership. So you remember when Miley Cyrus went nuts? Remember when she went nuts? Like tassels, she's twerking, she's on stage with like southern rap producers and stuff, just going crazy. Well, Disney didn't like that, and they released her name from everything because they're like, what's this name worth to Disney now? Like nothing. They got rid of it. Now we go over to Kanye West. He supposedly wanted to get out of these big deals he had with the Gap and Adidas and all of these things that were like kind of constricting him in terms of what he was able to do creatively. And then all of a sudden, he goes crazy. He literally just goes nuts, goes on this tirade. He's yelling, he's screaming. And then all of a sudden they release him. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I am saying that's what happened with Miley Cyrus. And that's how she got away. And then Kanye West wanted to get away. And all of a sudden, after doing everything, he did get away. Now, I will preface that with, he just went on a new rant. Joe Rogan's right. This album's going to be a banger. And you know, because as soon as Kanye goes on a rant, that means the album's coming. He had a pair of headphones on his head, just like the way I'm wearing mine, and he was ranting about some stuff. He was still saying the same stuff. Not quite as extreme, but he was still in the same vein of things. So I could be wrong. Maybe that's just how he feels nowadays. I don't know. I do not know, but I know one thing. That album's going to be absolute. If you're a hip hop fan, if you're a Kanye West fan, you're going to be very happy with that album. I know it. You know how they say crazy women are usually very good in bed? You ever heard that? Ladies, shh, cover your ears. Cover your ears. You don't need to hear this part. Guys, you know what I'm talking about, right? That's what they say. I think the same thing goes with music. I think the same thing goes with a lot of things. Usually the craziest people bring out the greatest creativity and art. You know? I really do think so. Look at Bukowski. You know about Charles Bukowski? He was a raging alcoholic. He was doing all sorts of things. Like, I don't know. But let's get over to the main topic at hand, which is the women versus the men. I found this clip because I was looking up some stuff, and then I found this clip where it was just a men's team playing a professional women's team. So British. Yalla. Now, I'm not trying to embarrass anybody with this clip, but there are just some things that men do better, all right? And that's why they get paid more in women's sports. Fun fact, actually, in professional women's soccer, I think it's like they were talking about the American women's team in soccer and just that league in general and how much they get paid. And they actually get paid in terms of percentage of what the whole league makes. Not just that team, just the women in general, all the players, they get paid 23% of what the league makes. And then if you go over to the men's league, they actually only get paid, I believe it was 16%. So percentage-wise, the women actually get paid more based on what the whole organization makes. So if you actually wanted the same percentages that they get, you'd actually get paid less, you know? So it's just, listen, women don't bring as big of a following when it comes to things like that, okay? It's just the way it is. Now, I'll bring it the other way real quick. I'm in the hospital, God forbid. Male nurse walks in. I hope that guy's getting paid less. I'm sorry. I know you're probably like, hey, he's doing the same job. He can do it. Nah. I want caring. I want feminine touch. I want nurturing. I want real nurturing. That, like, you know, the woman who was a mother. I want real nurturing. I have a midwife. If I have a midwife and my wife is going to give birth and a male midwife walks in, take a hike, buddy. Take a hike, buddy. I'll do it myself if this is how it's going to be, okay? I want a female midwife. Male midwife. Bring your pay down a little bit. That's just me. That's just how I feel. I think men dominate in a lot of different things. I think women dominate in a lot of different things as well. There's certain things that you just want a woman to do. There's certain things you just want certain people to do. You know what I mean? How often do you want so many people like they'll want things like a Jewish doctor or a Jewish lawyer, you know? You just You're not prejudiced or anything. You want someone who's going to get the job done. And maybe you're not. Maybe you're someone who's just like, I don't care who it is, as long as they're good at the job. I don't know. Black accountant walks in. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to do that one on stage. That's not YouTube friendly. I'm going to do that one on stage. I'm kidding though. If you're a black accountant out there, hey brother, good job. Keep doing it, man. Keep crunching those numbers. I'm joking, man. But yeah, it's very, very interesting the way that works, because there's just some sports, right? I don't want to watch women play basketball. I just don't. And here's the thing. And, get off of me. I don't even like sports. I'll be honest with you. I don't like any sports, male or women. I'm not watching the game. I have never watched a full basketball game. I've never watched a full soccer game. I would never watch a baseball game. I don't watch any sports. Not at all. Just not my thing. Never has been. But when it comes to who's filling the seats in any sporting event, it's usually guys. And when women are going to sporting events, it's probably because there's a guy taking her there. And usually, not always, but usually, a lot of the time, the woman doesn't even want to be there. So, who are you going to get to fill these seats in these women's events? You know what I mean? But then again, okay, I'm open. You bring me a bunch of male volleyball players. Bring that pay down. I'm not paying. Listen, I'm not paying to watch a male volleyball player. What? In those short shorts? Excuse me? No, sir. No, sir. Sit on the bench. Let the ladies do what they do. Thank you very much. Again, another one. Male figure skater. No, what? What? I don't even know if there's a bench in male figure skating, but you can take it. You can find it and you can take it. I want to see a female figure skater. I didn't come to see pants. What? I didn't come to see pants. I came to see skirts. I'm just saying. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's a feminine thing. You want to see a lady do the leg thing and then flip and spin and land gracefully. You want to see a lady do that. You want to see some guy do that. You're like, all right, whatever. That's why the guy throws the lady in the air when they're doing it together. Because you want to see the centerpiece. I don't want to see two dudes salsa dance. Not because of preferences or anything. It's because I want to see one feminine, amazing thing, and then I want to see the masculine thing do, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm definitely doing this one on stage, 100%. Thank you for letting me work that joke out real quick. I'm going to work it out a little more. But, yeah. And then I got to touch on the last thing that Shane brought up. Polyamory. I was at a comedy club, and let me tell you a story. I was at a comedy club. It was kind of the same thing. It was some of my first times being at comedy clubs. I'm talking to people. I'm trying to be nice and stuff. And I'm talking to some guy, and he's talking to me, and he's, we're from the same area. I'm like, oh, cool to meet you, man, blah, blah, blah. You've been here before, blah, blah, blah. You going up? I'm like, oh, I'm going up next. And then, and he's like, I got a bit about, about being a cuck. And I'm like, it's crazy. And he's like, yeah, because I am. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm a cuck. And I'm like, are you saying it, or is this the bit? What do you, he's like, no, I have a bit. He's like, but I really am. And I'm like, if you don't know what a cuck is, just go Google it. Okay. I can't even get into it. It's ridiculous. But literally my face went like this. I went like this. What do you mean? What kind of relationship are you going to have? I turned into like a dad. I was like, what kind of relationship are you going to have doing stuff like that? You plan on having kids? What's going to happen when you have kids? You going to let them know about this lifestyle? I got so it was so bad. I was just like Shane. I was like, what you're saying is ridiculous. You know that, right? You can't be a functioning man going around cucking. It was ridiculous. I was so upset. I was just reminded of that story because sometimes comics just tell you dumb things. You go and meet the comics are the best people. They're the best people to be around. That's why Joe Rogan hangs around them so much. But they will tell you some of the most ridiculous stuff ever, with such serious faces on. It's wild. Anyway, let me know what you think about the whole pay gap per se when it comes to women and men in sports. Here's another one really quick for you. Really quick. This is tennis. Check out tennis. Check out how tennis goes between men and women. This is like a man and a woman on one team and a man and a woman on another team. Here, check this out. Look at this. This guy's ruthless. This is one sport I know about because my mom loves tennis. It's ruthless. Look at him. But I will bring up one fun fact. The most viewed sporting event in history was a man versus a woman in tennis. It was way back in the day. I want to say maybe the 70s or 60s. And the woman beat the hell out of the man. The man was 55 and the woman was young, but still, he talked a big game and he got put in his place. So, there's back and forth with this whole thing. Let me know what you think in the comments about all this. Some people feel like, everybody should just get paid this. I don't really think so. I don't really think so. Especially as somebody in the careers that I've chosen. Like, I do comedy. I should not get paid like any incredible. I know a bunch of women who are easy. I know a bunch of women who are amazing at what they do, right? Actually, I'm going to play this. This is Serena Williams talking some facts here. I know a bunch of women who are amazing at comedy. I shouldn't get paid like them, like just because. And I know a bunch of creators who are women and white and this and that and all sorts of things. You know what I mean? That's like me being like, why don't I get paid like Mr. Beast? Like, well, you're not as good as Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's completely different stuff and I haven't been doing it as long. But, at the end of the day, I'm not as good as Mr. Beast. I shouldn't get paid like him until I'm as good as him, until I can do what he does with the algorithms and the views and everything. I shouldn't just get paid like him. Someone said in the comments, I kind of argued with him, but he was talking about how no one is equal. People are not equal. People are not just equal. And we are, but we're not. We all get better and worse at different things. We're all born people. We're all born with hands and feet. We're all born with hands and, we're all born being able to do things. God forbid if you're someone that's not, sorry. But we're all, for the most part, born able to do things. We're all born able to learn. You can learn things. You can focus on things. You can get disciplined at one thing, get better than everybody else. I've put 10,000 hours in front of a camera. There's just some people who are just not going to be able to catch up to what I do, but they're going to be able to get as good as they can. And then there's other people, like in math, that have put in the time and I'll never be able to catch up to them. It's just the way that things work. You know what I mean? It's a really interesting conversation here. Here's Serena Williams talking about men versus women in sports.
Andy Murray, he was been joking about myself and him playing a match. And men's tennis and women's tennis are completely almost two separate sports. I'm like, if I were to play Andy Murray, I would lose 6-0, 6-0 in 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Completely different sport. The men are a lot faster. And they serve harder, they hit harder. It's just a different game. And I love to play women's tennis. And I don't want to be embarrassed. I would not do the tour. I wouldn't do Billie Jean any justice. So Andy, stop it. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you kill me.
The enemy doesn't care.
There you go. I don't know. It's coming from a woman herself. I like topics like this. I wish the wife, I was talking to my wife before and I'm like, I wish you were home so you could do this one with me. But she would get mad. She'd probably get mad. And she's another one. You know what? She's another one. When it comes to, she's an operation manager right now. And because of the experience she's accrued in the restaurant business and management and all these different fields, even if there was a guy who came into the same position, he wouldn't get paid more than her right off the bat, and he wouldn't be able to even ration why he should, because she's so much better. She has so much experience. And when she was in the restaurant industry, when she would get management positions, she wouldn't get paid less than guys because she was so much. And then a lot of the time she would get paid more because she was so much better. And she would say, you're going to pay me this amount or I'm going to go to another place. She's very straight up with stuff like that. She's like, she's not afraid to walk. She's like, I'll just walk. I'll leave right now. So she got paid more. It just happens, you know? I think it's at the end of the day when it comes to this stuff, and obviously sports is a little different, but it's like it's what you actually negotiate. Like, how good of a negotiator are you? If you're afraid to ask for money, you know, you may not get exactly what you're worth, you know? And if you feel like you're worth too much, maybe you won't get anything. Yeah, but I don't know. There's a whole thing to it. I wish my wife was here because she's a great example. Great example. Anyway, guys, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And other than that, I am out of here. And if you're a cuck and you're offended by what I said, please be offended. Anyways, I'm out.